Why do I miss times when I wasn't even born yet? I'm missing the years before 2000, whereas I was born in 2002. I wish I lived in their time, not mine. Pretty normal. The past seems great, whereas the future is uncertain. The feeling is probably less about missing that time and more of a yearning for more simplicity, which is mostly what made that time so much more peaceful. We didn't have information overload or social media zapping all of our attention and energy. I was born in 1994, but I've always had weird nostalgia for the 80s. The movies and music I love. People look at the past with rose-tinted glasses, and often you're seeing the best there was. It's normal, but don't neglect your present 2020's life. In 2040, people your age will be saying the same thing about 2020. Honestly, the 90s were like a golden era, when technology was advancing and bringing benefits, but it wasn't at the point where everything everywhere is dominated by it. Information traveled at a more manageable pace, news came twice a day. Unless you needed it faster, you could go out, live, do things. Not everything was recorded. Not everything was judged. Being a person meant just that. Being that person, your every actions weren't immediately compared, judged, and ranked vs the whole world. You were automatically competing in a smaller pool. Lots of those things are still possible now, but you need to actually put effort into being conscious and aware. Nostalgia. People only talk about remember the good. Take music for example. All the crap is lost in time, while the good stuff is still played. All in all, you probably have a skewed idea of how it really was. Born in '78. Gotta admit, the 80s and 90s were just as cool as pop culture makes them out to be. Everything that we had then, we still have it now. No one's forcing y'all to be on your phone 247. Get some rollerblades or a cheap skateboard and hit the park. I was born at the dawn of the 90s and wishing I grew up in the 60s and 70s. I was born in '87 and do not remember the 80s. I miss the 80s because I saw Stranger Things. Our wrong generation. It's called imaginary nostalgia. You just see the good stuff in the movies and in photo albums. Nobody snaps photos of dark times. Born '78. Was better in some ways, worse in others. NZ not USA. I didn't really enjoy things until early 20s tbh. I felt that same way. I think it's cool that you like the time before 2000. Think about those ideals from then, and think about what you can apply to your life today. So, as you continue in the future, you have a fantastic foundation to build on. I'd love to have experienced the 70s and 80s personally. I do think that a lot of things now are far more superficial and a lot of things are worse now. There's a lot better too though. It's called anemoia. As for why, it's a way to deal with anxiety. I was born in 2008 and wish I lived in the mid-2000s tbh. Elmo, imagine missing the 90s. Being a kid in the 90s, in retrospect, was really fun. I understand why someone would yearn for that. I very frequently find myself saying, that's it, I need to put my phone away and enjoy life. Then I go try and enjoy life and everyone else is just on their phones or Googling topics while we're talking, or showing me memes or pictures they saw. It's a very, very hollow form of human interaction. I used to love riding my bike all day with my friends and checking parks for the gang or ringing doorbells after school. We used AIM and chat rooms to meet up, but if you weren't home and online you had to tie up a phone line to be online, so you couldn't just always be, there was no internet. You didn't live it, so you don't know what it was really like. You've just seen the scripted TV shows and think that's what it was like. Friends wasn't a documentary, you know. No one actually lived like that. The show is about as realistic as Marvel movies. The 90s sucked just as much as any other decade. It's normal. I'm born '87 and when I was in high school I idolized the past too. Because you hear people speak positively of that time through their rose-colored glasses. Y'all be that person in 10-15 years, so enjoy the present. There was even a meme a few years back about being born in the wrong generation, so I think it happens to many. You're not wrong to think that way. Culturally, the toilet was flushed long ago and you caught a point in time closer to the drain. I'm in 02 baby as well, and I feel the same way. Definitely wish I got to experience the 90s and early 2000s.